Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. Welcome wherever you are across the world to Live a Phenomenal Life Show, Season 5, Episode 28. And yes, I am Madame Merola, the bang creator that ignites the beautiful and bold, audacious, no excuses, God's masterpiece in you. So thrilled to have you guys all here with me. It's probably a public holiday wherever you are because yesterday was the 1st of May. So it's a bank holiday for almost everyone. Okay. So I guess you guys are all relaxing and chilling today. So it's great to have you guys join me as you're tuning in. Say hello. And of course, let me know where you're logging in from. And as we have as a ritual here, we want to know what is your one word for the week. Okay. I want to know what your one word for the week is. I'm going to share mine in a brief moment, but I'm just waiting for you all to be able to get the notification that we are live right now on Live a Phenomenal Live Show, Season 5, Episode 28. And once again, my name is Madame Merola. Welcome, guys. Yay! So it was it's amazing, right? Last Monday was April, and now we're in May, and before you know it, half of the year is already gone in 2022. So it's like life is just speeding by. And those of us that are still thinking that we've got time, we just find out that nope, there's just no time for you to keep on dilly dallying on your dreams, dilly dallying on your goals and your plans. It's only time for you to start to implement and execute on what you want to do. And that's part of the reason why I'm here today to be able to inspire, empower, and transform your life one show at a time by teaching you some things that you need to know, also helping you to let go of the things that are no more beneficial to your life. They're no more aiding your growth, and to be able to unlearn some of the conditioning, some of the myths that you believe to be true, so that you can start to change the way you think. You can start to do things better in a way that your zone of genius. So welcome, guys. Thank you all for joining me. I see people already tuning in. Hi, Dr. Ibukun Adebayo on Instagram. Good to have you here. Sorry, I've had to remove my screen a little bit to be able to see the names. Okay, so good to have you guys here. Let me see if there's a way I can move my laptop just a little bit so I can see the names of the people popping on Instagram. So good to have you here. So we just got started, and I said, if you like to share a word that you will use as your mantra to stay focused for the rest of the week. Okay. So we do that every single time on Live a Phenomenal Life Show because I believe that what you focus on, you give energy to. So I'm going to share my one word for the week now, and then we're going to do the affirmations. And then I'm going to get into the topic for today really quickly because I know it's a bank holiday. Many of you want to chill and relax and watch Netflix or whatever it is that you like to do whenever you are having a swell time relaxing and having an off day from work. So I'm not going to take too much of your time. I normally do an hour, but I'm going to do less. And then we would be able to go and do what we need to do. Hi, William and Wana on YouTube. Good to have you here, my brother. Thank you for tuning in, and happy bank holiday to you. So, as I said, I will share my one word for the week. So here we go. What is my one word for the week? I need to find it. Okay, so I believe I have it somewhere so that you guys can see it on the screen. For those of you that are on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, you'll be able to see it. And I'll say it out for those that are on Instagram with me. So it's execute. Okay. My one word for this week is execute because I believe that whatever you want to do in life, whatever goals you have, whatever plans you have, whatever dreams you have, if you don't execute on them, it will just remain a pipe dream. So that is the reason why this week I'm reminding myself to execute on the plans that I've already worked on, the things that are fine tuned to a point whereby it's time to launch it. It's time to bring it to the forefront. It's time to execute and take action in it. So that is my one word for the week that I'm sharing with the rest of you. I hope it empowers you. I also hope it gingers you to be able to take some steps this week to be able to execute on some of your best laid plans and dreams that people are yet to discover. Because at the end of the day, you become better at what you do. You are able to perfect or improve on what you've already started, not what you've planned. Okay. So get out there and execute on your plans and on your dreams today. Okay. So that is my one word for the week. Thank you guys. So if you guys want to share yours with me, please go ahead. This is a show whereby you can actually interact with me by using the comment box, whatever medium you are on, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on YouTube or LinkedIn. Use the comment section to type in your comments, your questions, and I'll be able to see them right here in the studio and I would answer them. Okay. So please do not be shy. I love to have you guys interact with me. And I promise you, I would read your questions and comments and I would also reply back in necessary. Okay. So now is to share affirmations of the day because this is a show where it's all about positivity. It's about empowering you. It's about giving you the tools to live your best life in the right frame of mind and also with confidence. So I have three cards I've already picked out from the Gold Digger affirmation box. And the first one says, I am full of vitality and positive energy. I have a contagious positive energy and positive vibe. People feel good when they're around me. Yes, yes, yes. The second card says, I know my true worth. I deserve the best in all spheres of life. I refuse to settle for a mediocre life. I constantly receive the best from life. Woo! I love it. And the third card is my favorite affirmation card I have ever written. It will probably remain my favorite for a lifetime. I am equal to all, inferior to none. I am living my life as my authentic self and I dazzle in my originality. In case you haven't heard that before, let me repeat it again, okay? I am equal to all, inferior to none. I am living my life as my authentic self, and I dazzle in my originality. Michael Sewell saying that his one word for the week is celebrate. Yes, so important to be in life to celebrate from Michael Sewell. So okay, so the topic for today is owning the power of your voice. Owning the power of your voice. So let me just apologize just in case the screen gets dark a little bit or you start to lose me from time to time. Network issues, we know how it is, but we deal with it and we roll with it as well. So for those of you that are still with me live, I can see people are joining in on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Thank you guys for tuning in. Invite your friends, share this video. It doesn't cost you anything. Just click the share button and let other people know, or put it on your feed and say, hey, watch this video. Because there are many things that can occupy people's time and might not be something that will be beneficial to them or will aid them or to make them become better versions of themselves. So just share this, as a token of love and appreciation to me as well. So there we go. So, as I said, let's get started with the topic of today, owning the power of your voice. Many times we hear that word, owning your voice. And what comes to our mind sometimes can really differ from what it really means to own the power of your voice. And today I want to be able to share with you just some little tips as to what is the importance of, first of all, finding your voice and then owning it. And then by owning it, staying true to it for the entirety of your lifetime. Okay. So, what is voice? Because we always hear, oh, own your voice. You have a voice. Empower your voice. Okay. So, I've given you a definition of what the voice is. I said, literally, your voice is the sound coming out of your mouth. That is the definition of what a voice is. But metaphorically, and in many ways as well, voice can be defined as the way people express themselves, how you actually let people know what your opinion is, what your stance is, what your core values are, what you stand for, what your mission and vision is. That is basically your voice. How you choose to express yourself to the rest of the world through the words you speak, through the actions you take, through the things you write, through the things you create. That is basically what your voice is. So your voice is not just the sound coming out of your mouth, whether it's by singing or by speaking. It's also the way you express yourself so that the world can understand you, so that the world can know what makes you tick, what makes you angry, what makes you passionate, what drives you to be who you are in life. That is what your voice is. And many times, many of us are not expressing our voices. And it's mostly because we don't even know what our voice is all about. We have not yet found our own authentic voice. The voice that we're still using is the voice that others have given to us. It's the space that we've taken because of where we've been allowed to express ourselves. And then, therefore, many of us are not being authentic. Many of us are not flowing in the originality of our voices, the one that God has given us, because of the fact that we are still living either in ignorance or we are being controlled by other people's opinion of what we should sound like and the things we should say and the things that we have the freedom to express. So we have some limitations that holds us back from fully owning our voices and expressing it the way we ought to. So what can you start to do, first of all, to be able to say that, okay, I don't even know what my voice is, Madame Merola. I just speak, but I'm not even sure if this is what I'm supposed to be doing with the voice that I've been given. You know, I said it's the way you express yourself, it's the way you show up to the world and allow people to see you and know what you stand for. So once you are still in doubt of whether you are functioning in the originality of your true voice, the first thing you need to do is to find your voice, okay? So you need to identify what your authentic voice is and ask yourself, who am I? Why am I here? What is my core message? What is that thing I'm supposed to be championing or speaking about or doing with my voice in such a way that I have influential power? Because your voice is a potential carrier of influential power, everybody's voice. But the difference is that not many of us are utilizing the capacity that our voice can give us to have influential power. So many of us have voices that are timid. Many of us have voices that are non existent. We don't hear it because of the fact that we rarely speak up. We are always, the ones that are quiet. We're the ones that are fearful. We're the ones that don't want to shake the table. We're the ones that don't want other people to get upset with us because we're people pleasers and we constantly want people to like us and respect us. So, because of that, we are silent in using our authentic voices. Where we ought to speak up, we keep quiet. When we ought to stand up for the things that we feel are unjustifiable, we keep quiet. When we think that we ought to say things because of the fact that it is necessary for us to say it, we don't speak up, we keep quiet. And then many of us are also using our voices in places that we have not been called to speak at. Everybody has a purpose and a place where the voices can be magnified and have the potentiality of the influential power. So, as I said, we all have voices, but we don't have equal power or influence with our voices. And I dare say we are not called to be influential in every place. So you need to identify where your unique voice is and the place where you're supposed to use it. So I already know what my authentic voice is. And one of the platforms that God has given me to use my authentic voice is on social media. That is why I am very, very consistent and prominent on social media by using my authentic voice to inspire. to empower, to transform people, to also ignite them to their God ordained legacy and dreams. I know exactly who I've been called to speak to. I know exactly what my mission is. I know exactly what my core values are that I'm never going to compromise on, no matter what. It's not for fame, not for fortune. So it is important for you to, first of all, know what your authentic voice is. And your authentic voice comes from also personal mastery. When you know yourself, when you know who you are, when you know what makes you feel alive, when you know the things that you just know that this is the thing that you can do, and you do it exceptionally well because of the fact that that is your zone of genius, you find fullness of expression there. You find fulfillment there. So you can't speak everywhere because you're not called to speak everywhere. You're not called to speak about everything. You're not called to empower everybody. You're not called to go and champion every cause. Find your authentic voice. The way I will speak, the passion I bring to the table, the level of clarity and thought that I will speak at, my tonality is so different from other people. It's different from those of you that are watching me. It's different from other people who've heard speak. And that is the reason why you need to know yourself and know how you operate and know what your essence is, and use that for your good. Don't be a copycat. Don't try and be like somebody else. Don't try and sound like someone else. I know sometimes when you go for coaching and stuff, people try and change the way you speak and stuff, but that is the reason why I say you need to identify what your authentic voice is, because no one knows your authentic voice better than you. Your coach might know techniques to help you to refine and empower your voice, but you must know your authentic voice for yourself, so that if someone wants to derail you from your authentic voice, you are able to stand firm and say, no, this is who I am. This is how I am supposed to speak. It's not meant to pander to everybody. Not everyone would embrace your authentic voice. You need to understand that you're going to get backlashes. You're going to get people that will probably be like strongly against you, or probably tell you, oh, I don't like the way you speak. I don't like this. I don't like that. And you need to be okay with that. Because as I said, your authentic voice is not meant for everybody. Your authentic voice is not meant to do everything. Find where your authentic voice is meant to be empowered, is meant to be heard, and then start to use it. Okay. So, as I said, number one thing that you can do to be able to own your voice is, first of all, identify your authentic voice. So, find what your voice is, find what exactly it is that you're supposed to be using your voice for. As I said, voice is the way you express yourself, and you can express it by the words you speak, by the songs you sing, by the songs you sing, by the things you create, by the things you write. So it's not necessarily about just speaking words, it's about how you express yourself in all diverse ways. Okay, that says that this is who you are. Welcome, Ribs Adeoye, my dear friend. Good to have you here on Live a Phenomenal Life Share. Okay, so the second thing you need to do once you've identified your unique voice is to embrace it. So many of us, sometimes when we hear ourselves on recordings and stuff, we're like, ah, I don't like the sound of my voice, or I wish I sounded different, or I wish I had a different accent, or I wish I had a different timbre to my voice and stuff like that. And there are ways you can actually learn to be able to control your voice and bring out the flexibility in it, right? So you can learn to be able to deepen your voice at certain times. You learn to be able to take it a notch higher, to be able to fluctuate with the pitch and to modulate the rhythm so that you don't sound monotone, because many times people suffer from attention deficiency, right? So when you sound in a way that people can easily get bored and stuff, they will tune you out. So it's all the same with whatever you're creating as well. Whatever you are doing with your voice, whether it's speaking, whether it's singing, whether it's writing, whether it's creating art, make sure you embrace the power of it. Once you've recognized that you have something to say, whether it's about liberation of women or empowerment or freedom of speech or, saying no to domestic violence or slave trade or whatever it is you want to say with your voice, whether it's equality in the workplace, whether it is abolishment of racism, anything you need to say with your voice. You need to be able to recognize that, first of all, what you want to say matter and it needs to be heard. But then it doesn't need to be heard by everybody. So you need to also understand that there is a place to speak or to express your voice, and there's a place where it will not be heard or be shut down or it will not even be appreciated. So you need to understand that there is power in your voice, but you cannot utilize the power everywhere because there's some places that just neutralize everything that you're going to do because it's not the right place. That is why I always say find the fertile ground, find the place whereby your voice will be appreciated, your voice will allow to blossom, your voice will be able to take deep root, to be strong and start to blossom and shine. Because there's some places that when you actually start to speak at those places, when you start to express yourself there, it just deadens everything you do. It just kills your vibe, it kills your creativity, it kills your inspiration. So there's some places that are not viable for you to speak or express yourself. And there's some places that are absolutely ripened and ready to receive you. They are fertile grounds, that's what I call them, where you go there and the people want to hear you. The people embrace everything you say and are willing to try some of the things you do. So don't waste your time constantly seeking and speaking at places where you will not be appreciated, or the things that you want your voice to amplify is actually being silenced and deadened. Okay. So the way you embrace the power of your voice is by understanding that the value of what I have to say is amplified by me finding the right place of expression. Apologies to those of you on Instagram for the poor connection, and I guess I'm back now. So you need to be able to find fertile ground for you to express yourself. Okay. So I say that people will get a better sense of your reliability, your credibility, and consistency the more they experience your unique voice and learn what you stand for and what your values are. I'll repeat that. People will get a better sense of your reliability, credibility, consistency, and trustworthiness the more they experience your unique voice and learn what you stand for and what your values are. Okay. So now that we know that, the first thing we need to do is identify our authentic voice, embrace the power of our voice is the second. The next thing you need to do is to stay true to your voice in all you say, write, and do. So at the end of the day, many times we try and be all to people so that we'll be accepted. And I found out that this actually works against us rather than for us, because when you are inconsistent, either you're wishy-washy or you're trying to be political or you're trying to play to the crowd. And that's why I say that your authentic voice is your authentic voice for a reason, and it's not everybody that's going to accept it. So the best thing you can do, especially because your authentic voice is also part of your personal brand and it has to be as original and as authentic as possible, is by you staying true to it. Whether or not it's popular, it's irrelevant. Whether or not you get, people to be able to buy into what you do is irrelevant. What you need to understand is that by staying true to what you say, to what you write, and what you do, it allows and gives you that credibility that I just spoke about. People will be able to rely on you. People will see your consistency and be able to pinpoint it and speak about it and say, oh, if it's about this, I know she's going to say that. I know she's going to do this because she's been consistent in hammering the same message over time for years to come. That's the reason why your consistency in messaging and staying true is so important with your voice. Also, it brings recognizability. When you close your eyes, when many times you are not even in your full cognizance of your mind, but you hear some people's voices, you instantly recognize it. Why? Because of the fact that they have been so consistent in in speaking in a particular way, their tonality, their voice pitch, everything, the way they write is so identifiable, it's so consistent that you know who it is, even if they don't sign or put their name to it, because of the fact that people recall the things they consistently see, the things they consistently hear, and the things they consistently are around. So if you stay true to your voice in all that you say, in all that you do, and all that you write, you will bring about the commitment and the consistency and the reliability that you need. So the two key things is that it brings the reliability, the credibility, and the recognizability. You want people to be able to recognize you after a period of time, to be able to say that, you know what, I know for a fact. So even when someone tries to trash talk you or say something, they'll say, no, not this person. This person always does this, says through to that. So I'm going to go fact finding first. They are not just quick to adopt whatever the press says or the media says or social media say. They're going to want to go and make sure that they get the facts right, because they know you to stand for something. When people don't know what you stand for, you will end up standing for everything and anything, and meaning you have no place. You have nowhere that you even God does not like when we are on the fence with things. He says either you're hot or you're cold. So when you don't have something you stand for, are you for good or are you for evil? Are you for morality or are you for immorality? Are you for, helping the rich, helping the poor to become richer? Or are you like, no, let's keep them in darkness? What is it that you stand for? Let us know. Are you for equality? Are you for all forms of biases to be broken in, including all this racial bias and all kinds of things? What do you stand for? What do you stand for? Let's know it. Don't sit on the fence and play to both parties or as many parties as are there just because you want to win or curry favors with people. Whatever your message is, whatever your stance is, stay on it. Be true to it. And don't allow anything or anyone to derail you. Because as I said, be willing to take the criticisms and the backlash that comes for you having a stance for what you believe in. For people that have zero religious tolerance and just feel like everything should be about war or, talking trash about other people's religion without any understanding or without any form of compassion, all those kind of things. Which part are you playing to? Where do you stand? Let us know. Let us know, because at the end of the day, that is what people are going to be able to use to decide whether or not they believe in what you're saying, whether or not there is power in your voice. Because many of us are speaking, but we're just speaking words that carry zero value, carry zero influence, carry zero significance, because we do not own the authenticity of our power and we do not stay true to our true voices. So you need to be able to stay true to your voice if you want to be able to wield the power and the influence that comes with you owning your voice. Okay. So, what's the fourth thing you need to do? Be strategic about whatever you say and when you say it, right? So it's not everything that you want to say that should be said at some certain places and at some certain times. So whatever you want to do, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to create, you need to ask yourself, will this people understand this thing the way it ought to be understood? So sometimes you might have to change your languaging for people to be able to process what you're saying, what you've created, what you've written. And that is the reason why you have to think about the things you are using the power of your voice to influence. Be strategic about it. Don't just open your mouth and talk like someone who is senseless, someone who does not have any wherewithal of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Use your voice in such a way that people will be able to respect you at every time when you open the mouth. That is why you see some people that the minute they start to speak, regardless of what other people are doing around them, they stop and they take notice. It's like there is this invincible force that kind of compels the people around them to shut up, sit up, and listen to what they're saying. I'm sure you've met people like that. You step into a room or whatever, everybody else might be ignorant of who you are, But once you open your mouth to speak, and the way your voice resonates, the way your power is being exuded with your voice, it just basically takes over the atmosphere, and everybody just wants to hear what you say. That is power being wielded in such a way that is palpable. You can literally touch it. So are you the kind of person that your voice literally carries no weight when you show up in a room of people that have similar influence or even higher influence and power than you are? You just don't use your voice anyhow. You just don't speak anyhow. Be strategic about what you say and when you say, and know how to command your voice in such a way that when you speak, power comes through and it influences and touches the people around you in such a way that is undeniable. Okay. Number five, the last tip is overcome the fear that will make you lose your voice. What are some of the things that you're most fearful about that does not allow you to embrace and own your true voice? Most of it is fear of rejection, fear of ridicule, is because many of us are so concerned with what other people are going to say, how am I going to look, what are people going to think, and all those things silences our voice. When you don't want to stand for something because you now know that, oh, everybody's going to know your story, everybody's going to know this is who you are, and stuff like that. Many of us hide. We hide under a facade. We carry a mask, and we put it on every single time because of the fact that we don't want to be judged. We don't want people to, so sorry about that. We don't want to be judged. We don't want people to dislike us. So we constantly do things in such a way to pander to people's needs, to pander to people's taste, and to pander to people's way of accepting us. It's not going to work. So you need to be able to stand firm and resolute and overcome your fear of rejection. Overcome whatever it is that is holding you back. I think it's a bit wonky on Instagram at the moment. Apologize for that. I hope it settles back. So overcome the fear that makes you lose your voice from time to time. Don't let anybody suppress your voice. Don't let anybody tell you that your voice is not worthy to be heard. Don't let anybody judge you by your race, your color, your gender, your political views, your religious choices. Be very, very confident to own the power of your voice, to own your messaging, and to speak what you need to do, even while afraid. Many of us do it afraid. We're constantly battling with some of the trepidation and fear that comes with the fact that we are stepping into the lion's den sometimes. But we do it because we feel that the message, the mission is bigger than the fear. So because of that, we're able to override it and do it afraid anyways. You need to be able to overcome that. So your voice, right, can make you seem powerful or very confident if you use it right, or it can make you seem very hesitant and weak if you don't use it. Your voice can lift others with passion and energy and inspire them when you use it right, or it can bring them down when you choose not to use it. Your voice can help people feel the emotions that you're feeling. So if you're feeling this burning movement within you to say it's time for us to rise up and change the status quo for, poor educational system or whatever, people can feel the emotion that you really, really believe in what you're saying and you really want to make a change. Or some of them will not feel it because of the fact that your voice lacks power. Whatever it is that you want to say, say it with power, say it with conviction, say it with originality, and say it with every fiber of your being, knowing that at the end of the day, you're just being true to who you are. Finding and owning the power of your voice will not only strengthen you, but it will also allow you to stand up for those around you who have not yet found their voices and can own it, so that they can also go find their own voices, empower themselves, and start to own the power of the voice. Okay. So your voice being powerful and being heard not only strengthens you, it helps other people around you to gain courage and conviction to speak your truth. to also go find their own voices, find their own place of expression, and start to own the power of it. As I said, I'm not going to take too long today, so it's already 35 minutes. So thank you guys for tuning in today. You guys are amazing. I want to tell you that your voice is necessary. That don't let somebody else judge you or tell you that you don't have a voice. You do have a voice. You were created for a purpose. You were created to bring illumination to something on this earth. And it's only you that knows what that thing is. And once you discover it, let nothing hold you back from embracing your voice and then amplifying your voice to be able to speak your truth and speak life into the thing that has been committed into your hands. You are a bold, beautiful, audacious, no excuses, God's masterpiece, truly a bang. There is something about you that if you don't deliver it, if you don't bring it to the forefront in your lifetime, the world will have missed something very vital. I want you to gain courage from the fact that all the voices that you've heard that have been able to wield some power and influence and significance is because they chose to believe in themselves and in the power of their true voices. And you can do the same as well. Because when you do that, you also get to encourage and empower somebody else to do the same. So it's a cycle that will continue on, empowering everybody to keep owning the power of their own voices, to stay true to the mission, to stay true to the core of who they are, to be able to say that, yes, I don't know what is happening on Instagram. I'm so sorry. So, anyways, just remember that you are important. Your voice is important. Be you, do you 100% unapologetically, and God bless you. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your week. And remember that you are a bang. You are one of a kind. You're a masterpiece. And if you want to reach out to me, just send me a DM and I'll be there to be able to reply to any of your messages and also to be able to coach you on any of the things you need from my services. God bless you and bye bye.